Guys, I will be dictating two passages every day, one general and one legal. So subscribe to my channel for latest updates. 5 seconds. Farmers are the providers of food grains. They are the backbone of our country. They feed the teeming millions. Unfortunately, the farmers find themselves in a miserable condition nowadays. Agriculture is no longer a remunerative profession. The farmers of Punjab make a seminal contribution of 60% food grains in the central pool. However, they continue to be discriminated against. The vagaries of nature often wreak havoc on their standing crops. However, timely and total compensation often eludes them. The need of the hour is to present a separate budget for agriculture. Until and unless it is done, the farmers will continue to suffer. The farmers of Punjab have recently suffered as their standing crops have been damaged due to incessant rain and hailstorms. So Punjab must be provided a special financial package so that the affected farmers are adequately compensated. The daily wages being provided to laborers under Manrega scheme should be further increased. The education policy needs to be overhauled. The government schools are facing an acute shortage of teachers. Other facilities in these schools are also now existent. An earnest effort should be made to improve the state of affairs in the educational sector. All facilities should be extended to the SC/ST communities. They must get their due in a definite time frame. The health sector is also in shambles. There is an urgent need to improve things in this sector so that healthcare can reach the poor people. Soft loans should be provided to the needy farmers and students. This is the need of the hour. Para, if we look at 10 years of UPA 1 and UPA 2, first 8 years of the rule recorded positive economic growth. It is only 2011, 12 and 13 that, mainly because of global recession, instability in oil producing countries, did affect our economic growth. Yes, because of unaccommodative ruling allies, some of them, governance was affected. Huge corruption, scam after scam, was a big factor in governance, and it became an obstacle in our march in taking forward our development story. So far as my state of Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, Government of India failed to implement even recommendations of working groups nominated by the Honorable Prime Minister. One of the working group, headed by retired Justice Sagir, recommended restoration of political autonomy to the state, which would bring around political stability essential for economic progress. Another group recommended handing over of power projects from NHPC to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. It remains unfulfilled. I am happy that an issue which has been close to my heart has been taken care of by the Honorable Finance Minister regarding educational loan. The decision taken by the government to bear the burden of interest on education loan by the government itself will help many thousands of students. However, I would like to bring to the attention of the Honorable Finance Minister that many banks, including State Bank of India, do not follow the guidelines prescribed by the government, thereby blocking the government's intention. Though the Government of India reimburses interest on education loan by way of interest subsidy, yet the State Bank of India indulges in illegal deduction of major portion of the loan amount immediately after disbursement of loan amount towards interest. We have seen such practices only with the local money lenders. Thousands of poor students are affected because of this indifferent attitude. Because of this, the students are forced to approach private money lenders for their educational needs. This defeats the very object and purpose of the education loan scheme itself, and this should be viewed seriously. That apart, some banks are shaming the student by displacing the educational loan defaults in public. While the banks are afraid of taking action against the huge defaulters of 1,000 crores, they indulge in shaming the poor students by displaying them through flex boards in public places. I am of the view that many of NPAs in educational field are due to wrong classification and clarification and due to improper following of guidelines. Therefore, I request the government to take serious note of it and take suitable action against the erring banks and ask them not to violate the RBI, IBA government guidelines while lending the educational loans. As per the guidelines, the educational loans have to be sanctioned or rejected within 15-30 days of submission of loan application, which is not happening now. The banks are taking their own time to dispose of the educational loan application and keep them pending for more than 1 year or more, and also the banks insist NOC from other banks for sanctioning the educational loans, which conditions do not find place in educational loan conditions. The condition of submitting margin money at the rate of 24% of the sought loan amount should be abolished.